Hi everyone, I've missed you guys so much and I have so much to catch you up on. So before I dive into that, I wanted to do a quick check-in. How's everyone doing? Let me know in the comments. I hope everyone's been staying safe from this intense heat that we were experiencing essentially everywhere. As you guys know, I'm in Florida. We've been getting excessive heat warnings every single day for multiple weeks. My AC went out a couple weeks ago, a day where I had all this filming that I was gonna do, and my house got up to almost 96 degrees within a matter of hours. So it's been setting me back a bit. I got my AC fixed, trying not to go outside because of how hot it is. A lot of other moving pieces going on, but I am here. I hope you're all doing well. I know summer's coming to an end, not weather-wise, but getting back to school and back into gear. Whether you have kids or a teacher, I hope you have a great school year ahead. So let's dive right into some of the updates that I want to share in relation to my health, my knee, and all of that fun stuff. As a quick recap, if you're unfamiliar, I started to get some knee pain a couple months ago, which led me to go to the doctor. After the doctor, I went to an orthopedist who then took in-depth x-rays. And to rewind it very quickly, when I went to just my general doctor and got x-rays, they called me one day, left a voicemail, and they were like, hey, your kneecap's broken. And then it was the weekend and I was traveling and I couldn't get a hold of anyone, and I was just like, oh my goodness, what is going on? Whatever. So fast forward, got to see an orthopedist who did his in-depth review of my knee, took a bunch of different angles and x-rays, and said my kneecap was not broken. I just had a fracture that could have been super old. It looked like it's been there for a while, but not to be concerned about it. But it led him to diagnosing me with essentially what is arthritis in the knees. So he said it's pretty common in women, not common at my age. I'm 30 years old, but due to the way I walk, he thinks just years and years of wear and tear has led me to having arthritis in my knees. So with that initial knee pain I had has been gone, which I am so grateful for, because it was one of those feelings that every time I would bend or straighten my leg, I felt like my kneecap was going to pop out of the socket, which was very scary. But since getting that diagnosis and following that initial knee pain, my knee still doesn't feel 100%, so I'm going back in a couple weeks. But in the meantime, I'm following a bunch of different suggestions, and not necessarily orders, but just following a lot of referrals that the orthopedist gave to me. So I'm still having some knee pain, but it's different than what the initial one is. It feels more just, my knee just feels tired and a little bit of pain from when I do walk. I feel that. So to catch you up on what I have been doing, so he had referred me to go to physical therapy, which is something I'm always on the journey of figuring out how to get back into physical therapy, because ever since I stopped going to PT as a child, and I say child, I was probably early high school age, once I became an adult and was on the journey of finding a physical therapist, it's been extremely, extremely challenging for me. And what I've been finding is a lot of the physical therapists out there, or that I've been referred to, typically specialize in treating adults who have some kind of injury, some kind of surgery that they need to rehab from, or the elderly. And then another big category are athletes who have some kind of injury, or just athletes in general that need some TLC on their joints and rehabbing. So then there's this whole category that I fall into of neurological disabilities that are lifelong, they never go away. So if I get a referral to go to a physical therapist for 3 weeks, 3 months, it's not something that when I go the first day, it will be fixed or much better 3 months from now when the prescription is over. If that makes sense to you. So I'll go in, they want to measure me, they want to make sure I'm hitting specific success metrics or changes, when it's really just helping me maintain my mobility, figuring out exercises I can do to strengthen the muscles that I don't always properly use, and then of course if I can incorporate some better walking patterns. That's always a goal with a physical therapist. I did have a negative experience this time around. The guy that I ended up seeing essentially had no idea what to do with me. My second appointment, he basically had me sit in a chair and said he was too scared to have me do any exercises because he didn't want me to hurt myself. And that obviously is not helpful for me, and it's expensive for me to go. While I do have insurance, I still have like a $70 copay every time I go to a physical therapist's office. So after that experience, which I left feeling very upset by, as you can imagine, I didn't go back, but I'm working on other things for helping my knee and my situation. Before talking about some of those more recent things I'm doing for my knee, I did want to talk through kind of this big emotional experience I had that I've been wanting to share, but didn't want to come at you all with a place of big emotions and crying, and I basically needed to process how I felt before I came on and talked about it. And I know some people will say, you know, I don't owe people on social media like access to my health journey, or, you know, things that I don't want to share. I'm fully aware of that. I just think for me it's extremely important to share my experiences of living with cerebral palsy, especially in this new category as adults. Not that I'm new to being an adult, but, you know, I'm 30 years old. There's not a lot of research out there, not a lot of information out there for adults with cerebral palsy. So as I age, I'm kind of learning as I go. You know, beyond people watching this who share their experiences in the comments, there's not a lot of resources out there. So that's why I like to just authentically give you guys updates about what's going on with me. So to try to give you the Spark Notes version, and I'm talking with my hands a lot, I went to the doctor a couple weeks ago. Honestly, I just went in to get a referral because I have this new idea that I want to try to see a neurologist. And with my insurance, I have to get a referral first. So literally walked into my doctor's office, told her I'm having all these issues that are rising up. I want to see a neurologist. I need a referral. It was super quick. Was with her for maybe 2 minutes, gave me the referral. I walked out. Then something happened that this is the second or third time it's happened over the past year and a half, where I had a pretty intense, what I would classify as a panic attack, where I walked out of the doctor's office, like I said, pretty routine walk in, sat with her for a few minutes, walk out, and I parked in a disabled parking spot, which was maybe 6 feet away from the front door of the office. So I say that because I walk out, I look at my car, and all of a sudden, you know, I take a step and my body just freezes. So I immediately go, there was like this pole there attached to the building. So I immediately go, I lean on the pole to kind of reset, which is something I do pretty often. I lean on the pole, I'm like, all right, just take a couple steps, get to your car, then you could drive home. And for some reason, my body, when I say I froze, I literally froze, and I could not pull myself off of this pole to take the 5-10 steps I need to get to my car. You know, and I knew once I was sitting, I would be fine, but I was just so scared to take those couple steps. I was talking to myself, I was talking through it. I called my mom. I was like, I literally don't know what to do in this situation. I almost called the front desk of the doctor's office to be like, can someone come outside? But then I started having a deeper panic attack because I'm like, they're gonna be so concerned for me that I can't get to my car. They're not gonna let me drive. So it was essentially a spiral. And after standing out in the sun for almost a half hour, which for me to even stand that long is really hard, but I felt paralyzed and unable to take a couple steps, that like I couldn't do it, which I feel, you know, I don't know where that stems from. I don't know if it's just true fear, you know, as you get older in life, you know, you don't have that childlike view of the world that you can do anything. So maybe subconsciously I was like, oh my gosh, if I fall, this will be so bad. I feel a big part of it was mental, just trying to psych myself up to doing it. And then some of it was physical, like with my knee pain. am I just becoming more scared to walk? Finally, after like 25 minutes, the doctor was actually leaving to go on her lunch break, saw me. Of course, we talked, and then she offered to let me lean on her to get to my car. I got in my car, had a huge breakdown where I just was crying hysterically, which is very rare for me to do, but it was just a very emotional experience, and it upset me, and it just had a lot of layers to it. So after sitting with that, you know, I posted that video a couple weeks ago that I am starting to use my walker. I'm using my walker again. Kind of. Let's talk about it. Most of you have never seen me use my walker before, and that's because I haven't used my walker in at least 10 years. I used it as a child growing up all the way throughout high school, and in school it really helped me carrying my backpack and going through the crowded hallways making sure I didn't fall. When I got to college, my campus was so big that I really used my mobility scooter, primarily getting to classes, scooting around campus, and things like that. But when I was in my dorm or doing other small things, I would just walk independently without my walker. Fast forward to today, I've been having some waves of feeling uneasy on my feet, which I'll get to in another video, but in an effort to feel comfortable and maintain my independence, I thought I would take the dust off of my walker and start using it for small things like running errands, going into doctor's appointments, and things when I just need a little bit more support, but I don't want to put in the full effort of taking out my mobility scooter for something that should be super quick. Because of that scenario, I don't want to be in that situation again. Knowing that I can have such a panic like that, by having my walker with me really decreases that possibility for me, and I feel so much safer getting from point A to point B, getting to my car, walking into where I need to, holding things without feeling like I'm gonna fall. So I am right now temporarily using my walker for things like that. I don't know if it will be forever. If it is, that's also fine with me. Just having the ability to reduce that intense panic and anxiety is worth it for me to take my walker out of my car. And then of course I still have scoots that I use when I travel in long distances, but for little things like that, my walker is so much easier to just take out of my car. So that is that, and I'm sorting through that, and ways I'm doing that is continuing to invest time and even money to taking care of myself and my body. So while physical therapy didn't work out for me, I've been going to a place called Stretch Zone, which is a franchise. And I had a really great consultation and first couple of sessions with them. Of course, in the consultation, you know, I let them know I have cerebral palsy. I asked if they had anyone who was familiar, and they did. They actually had a couple people that worked there that are familiar with cerebral palsy, which has been amazing for me, because they've been able to help me stretch out my legs and leg muscles in ways that I'm not able to do on my own. It's just really hard. If I'm stretching one leg, my other leg goes up. So at Stretch Zone, they literally like tie down the leg they're not working on, and it's just been able to allow my muscles to be stretched in ways that they haven't been in forever. And I've been noticing improvements, especially continuing to work with my personal trainer that I go to 2 times a week. She has a background in occupational therapy, and we've been doing adaptive fitness together for over 1.5 years at this point. So she's very familiar with me. She's familiar when I have these panic attacks or if I have these, you know, hesitant feelings about my abilities to walk. She's helped me strengthen muscles and build that confidence back in myself and my walking. And she's also noticed the stretching helping me, and then her and I together kind of work on new exercises and things to strengthen me in different ways, having the stretching on top of it. I've also been taking some supplements that the orthopedist recommended just to help me build up my muscles and joints and making things flow more smoothly. One of those is fish oil, super simple. Another is glucosamine, chondroitin, turmeric, and MSM. Don't make fun of me in the comments for not knowing how to say it, but that's been really helpful for me as well. And yeah, so just continuing to go to my personal trainer, doing Stretch Zone twice a week, doing the supplements. I also bought a Pilates ring that when I'm just sitting on the couch watching TV, I'll put it between my legs to help me get a little bit of an extra stretch there. And hoping that over the next couple weeks, months, it will start to help everything feel a little bit better in my moving around. That is all the health updates for now. I will continue to keep you posted. Any advice or questions, please let me know in the comments. I know this is one of the most frequently asked questions I get whenever I post anything on my shorts or whatever it is. A lot of people are asking about my knee, so I did want to give you that update. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, like, comment, share. I am so thankful for you for watching and joining me on this journey of life with cerebral palsy. Again, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great week.